Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here as we get ready for race number 6 of Season 4 of the NCAA Duracell Cup Series. At the world's fastest half mile, this is the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Getting ready for 75 laps of action here today. Question is this going to be one of your typical long green flag run Bristols, or is this going to be where everyone's going to be willing to use the chrome horn and we may see the caution fly multiple times? I want to amend something that took place in the earlier non-charter qualifying session. It was an error on my part. I thought that this Bristol Motor Speedway was able to hold 42 machines. Thusly, I said that 6 drivers were transferring in. Unfortunately, I was wrong with those numbers. It actually only holds 40 cars on the racetrack. Therefore, only the top 4 from the non-charter event transferred into today's race. 2 drivers that failed to make the cut were 5th place and 6th place finishers, Dylan Schwallenberg and Dawson Wise. So they are not in the field here today since they finished outside of the top 4. So I apologize for that. Giving drivers false hopes, saying that they had made it in when in fact they had not. That is entirely my fault. I'll have to definitely make sure I keep an eye on how many cars a certain track can hold, especially with the short tracks, as we move further on here into the season. But on the pole for this one, it's going to be Carter Friesen. Now, Friesen had a victory last season at Bristol. However, the Bristol he won at was completely covered in dirt. So we'll see if Carter Friesen can maybe take a checkered flag at the concrete paved Bristol here this evening. Friesen looking for his first win of the season. Alongside of him, a driver that's looking to become the first multi-time winner on the year. That's our Daytona 500 winner, T Wright. Now, T Wright, after going to victory lane at Daytona, things have been a little bit difficult for him in the past couple of weeks. He finds himself 19th in the point standings. T Wright right now, his goal especially is to stay above the 30th in the standings cut line, so that win counts towards a playoff position. Of course, last week we saw Dodge go to victory lane for the first time this season, with R Brommer taking the checkered flag at ISM. So far, all 3 manufacturers have gone to victory lane. Toyota, Ford, Dodge, 3 of the 4 manufacturers have gone to victory lane, I should say. Toyota, Ford, and Dodge. We're still looking to see if Chevrolet will be able to go to victory lane. They've got quite a number of drivers up here inside of the top 4, Friesen on the pole, and then the entire second row comprised of Matthew Rodriguez and Jack Mitchell. We'll see what's going to happen as we're going to go down trackside and get those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Going to have to work fast here as it doesn't take him very long to get around here for a pace lap. So your top 10, the points coming into this race are as follows. Michael Norman is your points leader coming into this one. He enjoys a 13-point lead between himself and a tie for second place. That's Levi McIntyre and Dylan Young. R Brommer, after his win last week, he is 4th in points, 15 points back. Carson Gum currently sits 5th. He is 27 points back, along with Jack Mitchell, who is 6th. James Qualls starting up near the front here. He's 7th in the points. Jacob Thibodeaux in 8th. Adam Garcia 9th. And Cole Baker completes the top 10. 38 points separating the top 10 in the standings as the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway is ready to run. Green flags in the air. Let's roll in Thunder Valley. See that PJ1 down there on the inside line, which will help drivers be able to at least use that inside lane as the run goes on, but the outside line is the preferred line in the early stages, and Carter Friesen was not able to get the hammer down and be able to clear the 28, so T Wright will go to the point. Friesen drops back to 2nd. Now Mitchell's going to move into 3rd. Matthew Rodriguez looks like he'll clear for 4th. And look at this back here. Austin LaPlante, R Acosta, J Qualls all mixing it up. There's N Ormond back there, the defending winner of this race. Remember, 1 year ago as a rookie, he put his Leaf Filter Toyota Camry in victory lane. Now he's got a new manufacturer, a new sponsor here. And he's trying to see if he can get that Joanna Edwin Motorsports Dodge into victory lane, making it his 2nd trip to victory lane in as many starts here at Bristol Motor Speedway as LaPlante all over the back of Matthew Rodriguez. That's going to be for the 5th position. Rodriguez still running that inside line. LaPlante is going to possibly clear him here into 3 and 4. And he will. First, that was 1 and 2. Of course, Matthew Rodriguez, a native son of Tennessee, so Bristol a home track for him as the battle for the lead is closed back up. T Wright was getting away, but K Friesen reels him back in. And you've got former champion from Season 2, R Acosta, right there as well in the 10 car, trying to close in on these guys. Ford, Chevy, and Dodge right now up in the top 3. Driver back there that's making some strides, the 23 of Adam Garcia. He just got around J Qualls for the 9th position. 9th in the point standings for Garcia, but I'm going to keep saying this year, just like I did last year until it happens. Adam Garcia, the only driver who has made every start that has not gone to victory lane, and we nearly had a caution right there, is J Qualls. Like that car got really tight on him through the center of the corner. He got up into K Batson, and the two of them almost went up and into the wall. Great save by both those machines. Jesse Turner in the 47 now up inside of the top 10. Turner comes into this race currently 17th in points. Had a decent outing last week at ISM. Picked up 3 spots in the standings. Right now in 8th place, kind of boxed in, is N Ormond and Jack Mitchell trying to figure out who's going to take that 6th position. And now Ormond kind of pinched down there. Turner was trying to swing around to take 7th. Wasn't quite able to do it. Back up at the front. Battle now for 2nd between R Acosta and K Friesen. Looks like that's going to settle out as well. A name that I noticed that started near the rear of the field for this race. I believe he started last of the chartered rides. That's the points leader, Michael Norman. Let's see if he's made any forward progress since the drop of the green. Looks like he has. Michael up on that outside line. He was, I think it was 36th when the green flag came out. He has now worked his way up to 32nd. So he's gained 4 spots and slowly, methodically trying to work his way to the front. A couple of drivers are making their first starts of the season here in a main event race. We got a big wreck. Oh, J Llamas, Jordan Lopez, several others back there as well. I think A Sampsell was involved. Zach Rogers got turned around. And the leaders came right up on this too. That was a close call, as all these drivers were trying to leave the scene of the accident. T Wright, K Friesen, and others closed up in a very fast fashion. We could have ended up having a lot of our front runners get involved in that wreck. I saw Jordan Lopez and J Llamas were 2 that were up and into the wall. M Haas has got a lot of rear end damage to the back of his Speed Raceway Toyota Camry. RJ Bishop's got damage on both sides of his Money Lion Ford Mustang. Zach Rogers, I know, got turned around as well. J Millz has damage. J Thibodeaux, I think, got a piece. And I believe A Sampsell was involved. I think he's already taken his 13. There he is. Yeah, he's bringing it to pit road now. I was going to mention that he and Zach Stoltz are making their first career Duracell Cup Series main event starts today, as K Friesen in the 37 is on pit road, and I believe he is one of the only leaders to hit pit road. So this is interesting. He's giving up the 2nd position to do so. I didn't see him get involved in the stack-up when the leaders were catching up to the rest of the field. There's a couple of other drivers that are pitting as well. Phil Parker in the 74 is hitting pit lanes. It's a strategy on these drivers' parts, feeling that maybe we're going to go green the rest of the way. They're giving up the track position now to get the tires and maybe be able to stay out the rest of this race. I don't know what the fuel window is for these drivers. I don't think they can make it the full 75 laps on 1 tank of fuel. Let's go back and take a look and see what brought the caution for the first time here today at Bristol Motor Speedway. And we saw this in the non-charter race too, just drivers not able to judge their bumper to the driver in front of them, and Jordan Lopez going to get into the right rear quarter panel of J Llamas. Right there, J Millz gets into J Thibodeaux, and then watch on the right side of your screen. Oh, wow, Sampsell just got kind of hooked up into the wall, courtesy of Samet Ozkan. Charles Belding got a piece there in the 91. Ryan Butcher may have gotten a little bit of cosmetic damage to the front of his Gatorade Toyota. Cole Deaver had to get on the brakes for Zach Rogers. I don't really know who it was that spun Rogers out. Well, it might have been Zach Stoltz in the 44, as Rogers was trying to check up for RJ Bishop. See, Carson Gumb's going to get a little piece there. Oh, I think that maybe it was just a stack up of Cole Deaver getting to the back of Stultz, who then got into the back of Rogers. Now, I saw that, I was going to say, I saw that Jose Millz had rear end damage, but when I saw him and Thibodeaux make the contact, I didn't see him leave with any damage, and now this is why. You see, he's going to get down the apron here, and then he's going to slide up and get M Haas in the left rear quarter panel. This is coming off of turn 2. Both cars are going to go up and hit that wall pretty well, and then watch behind them. RJ Bishop kind of crowds Jacob Thibodeaux up the track. And I think the two of them are going to make some contact. That sends Bishop sliding down driver's side into the back of M Haas. So we had a wreck and then we had a follow-up wreck. And I wanted to quickly just go back here because I wanted to just see these race leaders, just how quickly they closed up on the tail end of the field, and I want to make sure that Friesen did not run into the back of T Wright or something, that his coming to pit road was a regularly scheduled stop. 4 drivers came to pit road here under this caution that did not get involved in any wrecks, so we'll document them when we go back green. But yeah, you can see Carter Friesen did not hit anything, so it was a regularly scheduled call to bring the 37 to pit road from the second position, but boy, quite a number of hard licks there for our first caution of the day, as we had a wreck over in turn 1, and then a bit of a follow-up wreck out of turn 2, about 7-8 cars total, all with some pretty significant damage here in the early stages at Bristol Motor Speedway. I assume we're going to get the green flag this next time by. Scoring's got to update itself as Carter Friesen and Phil Parker cross the line ahead of the leaders coming to pit road, and now it puts T Wright back up to the top. Nope, looks like we got another lap of caution at least before the lights will go out. But the 4 drivers that did come to pit road for regularly scheduled stops, Carter Friesen, Phil Parker, Patrick Smith, and Charles Belding. Belding may have come to pit road to get a little bit of front-end damage repaired as well, because he was back actually in the middle of that wreck, but didn't really look like he got that significant a piece of it. But they may have just come down, made sure that that front end was going to be all right. So those 4 drivers all were on pit road for what I believe are regularly scheduled stops. Everybody else stayed out. So we've got some drivers playing some strategy here in the early stages of this race. We're not even a third of the way through. T Wright's going to be the leader when we go back green. Ryan Acosta with Friesen pitting will inherit second. Austin LaPlante's now up to third. Matthew Rodriguez in fourth. Fifth will be Jack Mitchell. Lights are out top the pace car. We're going green next time. Rest of the top 10 is going to be Jesse Turner in sixth. Nathan Ormond seventh. Eighth, Adam Garcia. Ninth, J Qualls. And Keith Batson is going to complete the top 10. After the incidents that we saw there, 1 driver is out of the race, and that is Cody Llamas. Cody came into this race 27th in the point stand, so he's going to be hovering near that cutoff line of 30th in points. Adam Sampsell is going to be the only car running 1 lap down. You see him there in the 13. Not the debut into the Duracell Cup Series that Adam Sampsell wanted to have, but at least he is still running, and we could end up seeing a couple more cautions that gain him some positions on track, as the green flag is back in the air here on lap 19 of 75. Outside line on the early portion going to prevail again, as Wright and Acosta will clear the lap car. Austin LaPlante jumped to the inside. Now back to the outside line. He'll get around Sampsell. Matthew Rodriguez kind of trapped down there, pinched down that inside line behind the Matco Tools Toyota Camry. And he's losing positions as a result. Jack Mitchell just got around for fourth. Jesse Turner now looking for fifth. You can see right there, both Matthew Rodriguez and Nathan Ormond, there may be that PJ1 down there, but it does not really help these drivers in terms of wheel spin off the corner. You can see the back end of the car wanting to kick out. Someone was just on pit road. I might have been wrong, but it looked like it could have possibly been the 78 of Ryan Butcher. Butcher, former winner this season, already has found victory lane. And comes into this race currently. Oh, there's Jordan Lopez in the 38. Maybe it was him. But Butcher's 18th in points. Let's check and see if it was Ryan Butcher or if I'm just seeing things. It was not Ryan Butcher. Butcher's on the lead lap up here in this pack. Here's Friesen. Phil Parker in the 78, Charles Belding the 91. We know those drivers were on pit road. I think the highest run of the drivers that pit is Patrick Smith. He's actually 3 wide right now with his teammate Butcher in the 44 of Zach Stultz. Patrick Smith has worked his way up to around the 29th position. So those drivers that pit, they're all trying to battle for track position to see who's going to be the first one ahead of the others in case everybody cannot make it the entire 75 laps on fuel. Ooh, Phil Parker up the track there. This is a hornet's nest back here. There's Ryan Brommer. Right now battling with William Brock. That is for 21st. Brommer picking up his first victory of the season last week at ISM. Saw Michael Norman was kind of back towards the rear of the field, while Levi McIntyre and Dylan Young, who both came into this race 13 points out of the overall points lead, they are right now running in the 17th and 18th positions, nose to tail. Carson Gunn making a move to the inside of Cole Baker, former teammates. This is for the, I believe, 14th position. Jordan Lopez is just out there logging laps in the 38 car. He was on the lead lap when we went back green, but obviously you can see he is majorly off the pace. This is a battle for inside the top 10 now. Jessica Shelton has the 10th position. James Qualls looking to the outside, and Shelton's teammate Charles Sandfer there as Qualls nearly ran in the back of Shelton going into that corner. And now he'll swing around and take that spot. So move Qualls back into the top 10. That'll be now for 11th between S3 Motorsports teammates, and Sandfer will take the spot as Shelton trying to find her way back to the outside line. N Ormond making a pass around Jesse Turner, hanging on to the 7th position. Adam Garcia spectating this battle. Good run there for K Batson in the 39. Oh, contact! N Ormond getting into him. We're seeing this all the way through the field of drivers still having the problem of judging their front bumper to the rear bumper of the car in front of them when they're going into a corner, so I don't think we're necessarily done with a caution here today. Batson's going to lose 2 spots because of that as he'll drop back to the 8th position. While just outside of the top 10, actually this is just inside the top 10, my apologies. Garcia's in that 10th position. Charles Sandfer trying to take it. Not going to be able to. Matthew Rodriguez pressuring the 0-1 of Jack Mitchell. That's for 4th place as N Ormond's there as well. These drivers still have yet to get around the lap machine of Adam Sampsell. Of the drivers that have, Austin LaPlante is all by his lonesome right now, but the battle for the lead still very much on between Ryan Acosta and T Wright. Acosta's been able to get around the 28, and Ryan Acosta's looking for his first victory, and I might be wrong, but I think it's his first victory since Season 2. I want to say that his last trip to Victory Lane was Season 2 Martinsville. Now, I could be 100% incorrect on that, but I don't think Ryan Acosta found Victory Lane last year, and it was late in Season 2 at Martinsville that I remember him going to Victory Lane. That win was what locked him into the playoffs, and then consistency through the remainder of the chase is what ended up getting him the championship in the second season of Duracell competition. So it's been quite a long winless streak for Ryan Acosta, and he's trying to make it back-to-back races. The Dodge goes to Victory Lane, as I think the 28 of T Wright might be coming to pit road. Wait, is the caution out? I thought I just saw the caution lights maybe on. Yes, caution is out. Caution is going to wave just around the halfway point. Slow down, guys. Slow down, guys. Oh, no. They stacked up. T Wright got in the back of Acosta, and LaPlante's got some pretty good front-end damage, and now they're still stacking up. And they've got a lot of damage. A lot of these drivers do. Garcia, Sandfer, what are they doing? And now Matthew Rodriguez got a lot of damage. Why is it so difficult to slow down? They crossed the line. The caution was out. Why were they not decreasing their speed then, rather than out of turn 2 when they're coming up on the driver? N Ormond's got damage now. A lot of our front runners got damage now. And now we got something going on here between Sampsell, the lap machine, and Jack Mitchell in the 0-1. I think Mitchell's trying to get back in line, and Sampsell's not letting him. Short tracks breed short tempers as William Brock's on pit road in the 88. He may have been the reason for this caution. And Ryan Acosta is trying to come around and pick up the pace car. Well, I think the officials have got a lot of work to do in trying to settle out who is running where and everything right now, because this is to put it lightly, a mess. I mean, all these guys, are they behind the pace car? I think they're supposed to be ahead of them. You know what? I'm not even going to bother to worry about it. I'm going to let the race officials worry about it. Now T Wright gets into the back of R Acosta. What the heck is going on? You know what? Let's just forget about this. Let's come back and find out what the end result looks like afterwards, because this is getting annoying. Let's go back and see what brought out the caution. William Brock in the 88, I believe, was involved in bringing out this first caution of the day, as they're still making contact back there at Bristol. Well, no, now we know where Matthew Rodriguez's right side damage came from. This was a battle for, I believe, the 4th position. It was 5th position. And Matthew Rodriguez, just the misjudgment there, gets into N Ormond. Both cars go up the track, and unfortunately, with the high banking here at Bristol, these drivers, their cars are going to drift back down the track, and who is it that's going to get them? Oh, Sandfer nearly. Cole Baker trying to come to a stop. He's going to make a little contact there. I think everybody else behind them, for the most part, was able to slow down. V Almariego, Mitchell Collins, L McIntire. I think they all kind of came to a stop soon enough. So that could have been a really, really bad. I think only really, for the most part, 2 drivers were involved in Ormond and Rodriguez. But boy, they lost a lot of track position, and both of them sustained some pretty good damage as well. You see further back there, Jacob Thibodeaux almost getting spun by Dylan Young. And I don't know if it's necessarily here or not. Yeah, it is right here. William Brock, this is why he was on pit road. Oh, Thibodeaux's going to actually get hooked around by the 2 car. This is what happened to William Brock, which sent him to pit road as he got turned around. And he kept trying to get his car turned back the right way, and Jose Millz, Phil Parker and company were not going to let him. Now, he got some front-end damage at some point as well. I don't think it was necessarily from here. Maybe it was. No, he kept it going here. He ran in the back of somebody, and that's what drew him to pit road. With front-end damage, like we saw when we were back there live. But, wow, a lot of stuff happening there with this caution. And we could have some drivers trapped a lap down, depending on what scoring has. And a lot of our front runners could be ended up being towards the rear of the field, having to come down and get some crash damage repaired. So, let's try and figure it all out here. Oh, there's what happened to William Brock. He just got pummeled from behind by J Gardner. And is he going to flip over? Oh, my goodness, he is. We have a flip at Bristol. And it's all because people can't use the brakes. Yeah, that sounds about right. When you come to the world's fastest half mile, and Brock's car ended up upside down. That's why he had to teleport to pit road. Wow. Caution's out for the second time here around just past the halfway point. Let's go back to green. Getting ready to go back green, and things have not been able to get themselves settled out here at all. It's going to be R Acosta, the leader. T Wright second. A LaPlante in third. Right now it's Turner and Batson scored the top 5, followed by Qualls, Garcia, Gum, Shelton, and Ormond. Green flag in the air. And what in the world? Michael Norman just dumped the leader. What the heck is going on? And now everybody's stacking up. What is going on? Patrick Smith just ran in the back of Benny Watts, and Thibodeaux got spun. What are they doing? What is everybody doing? R Acosta just got flat out dumped by Michael Norman. What is going on? I don't have any explanation right now. This is the 3rd time we've been to this Bristol in the last 3 seasons. Plus, the 4th time, if you count the non-charter race last night, we have not had this kind of problem. What is going on? There's hardly a car in the field that doesn't have damage, with people running into each other under the pacing the last time, and now those that didn't have damage have got damage now. T Wright's the race leader because of all this. His car looks like it's been through the wars. I don't know. And now they're still leaning on each other and wrecking each other up there. Carter Friesen, Cole Baker. Ryan Brommer's got a lot of front-end damage. Last week's winner. He just went on the lower portion of the screen. Pace car is now picking up the race leader, who now is going to put Jesse Turner up into the wall. Why is this happening? Caution is out for the 3rd time today, and I'm hoping this is not going to be a sign of what we're going to be seeing for these final 30 laps or so. Let's go back and see what happened again. I don't know what Michael Norman was thinking, but he just flat out dumped Ryan Acosta from the lead, and Acosta had one of the best cars here today. Could have very well won this thing, and now T Wright's going around the pace car. Pace car just picked him up, and now he's going around it. They're scoring Ryan Brommer the leader in the 9. And where the heck is he? Saw him leaving pit road. Can't even find him. Where is the 9? I don't even see him. Did he retire? Did he DNF? Yeah, he DNF'd apparently, or something. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. What the heck is happening now? Okay, hold on. We're going to go back and look at replay. Alright, so someone explain this one to me. Because watch when the green flag comes out. Michael Norman, the 18, Cole Deaver in the 08. Watch how they're going to turn their cars to the right. Look at this. Green flag's coming out. They turn up to the right. Almost deliberately into the left rear quarter panels of the 10 and the 28. Now, T Wright's able to keep his thing going. But Ryan Acosta, not so lucky. And Michael Norman just flat out dumps the 10. I don't understand that. I really don't. And then they all just start stacking up again going into turn 1. I think somebody's sideways up there. Yes, J Gardner, Austin LaPlante, Jesse Turner. T Wright actually did get spun out there by Cole Deaver. I need an explanation. It's as simple as that. I need an explanation. Bristol has not had this kind of a problem before in the last 3 years, and now it decides it's going to have it now. And it just doesn't make any sense. Well, we'll find out if this is setting the tone for the rest of the race or not. But now just about everybody in the field has damage. T Wright's got right side damage, and he's going to be leading this race, I do believe. Maybe, depending on what the scoring does. But let's go back and see if we can get ourselves a decent restart here to finish this thing out. Lights are out atop the pace car. We're going green, and take a look at this. Yeah, we've obviously not settled things out. We're 3 wide coming to the start-finish line, but oh boy. Are we at least going to get back green? Looks like we are. T Wright is the leader. Jesse Turner was second. And now everybody having to move up because Cole Deaver had to come to pit road. I think he may have had a restart violation. I'm not the least bit surprised with how stacked up they were. Here's your battle for second between 2 beat-up race cars. Turner's going to take the spot. LaPlante falls back to third. And now he's going to get wrecked by V Almariego. And more cars are piling in. Phil Parker, Jack Mitchell, Zach Stultz, and they're still all stacking up back there. Oh, and they're still wrecking up here. Benny Watson just got spun by Adam Garcia. And Watson is not happy with the 23, and now Lopez going to finish the 23 off. And they're still stacking up here. Phil Parker and K Mathews just ran in the back of each other with Thibodeaux. Qualls and Ormond and Shelton all stacked up. Let's get to the point where I'm just praying this race will finish. Where the heck did T Wright go again? Supposed to be picking up the pace car, and he's off doing something. Well, LaPlante's out of the race. He's going to join some others. Ryan Brommer and J Sandfer are already out. We've only got a handful of cars in the lead lap. 11. Now it will be 10 with the departure of the 48. Well, we saw most of that in live time, but we'll go back and take a more in-depth look of that incident over in, I think it was turn 3. Bringing out the, what is this, 3rd, 4th? I've lost track. If you can tell, I'm kind of getting annoyed with this race right now. We're under caution again here at Bristol after we ran the first 25 laps beautifully green. A lot of good racing through the field, and now it's just turned into a wreck fest here at Bristol. This was actually into turn 1, and boy, I mean, V Almariego was having such a good run. This was up there inside of the top 5. It's the second wreck that we've had between drivers that were up inside of the top 5. The Ormond and Rodriguez incident was for the 5th position. This one was for 3rd, and Phil Parker gets into Jack Mitchell. He slides up into Almariego. You see Zach Stultz back there. Gets spun around, and you just see them start stacking up. Rogers, Baker, Friesen, Gum. Rodriguez, Norman, and others. R Acosta back there as well. Well, caution's out for the something time today. I think it's the third time today. It might be the fourth. Let's go back for green. Lights are out atop the pace car, and we're still waiting for T Wright to get up here, because he is our race leader. So we'll move up here to the pace car and just see how they're going to line up accordingly. More drivers out of the race after everything that's just been going on. J Qualls just brought his car back behind the wall. J Shelton, Phil Parker, Austin LaPlante, K Mathews, all out of this race. The pace car hits pit lane. It's like it's going to be T Wright and N Ormond, your top two. Garcia is going to be third, Turner fourth, Carson Gum fifth, and they're the only cars right now scored in the lead lap. This has been a mess of a race at Bristol. And now we got Norman and Brock heading pit road, side by side. We're 3 wide back here. Yeah, this is going to end well, sure. RJ Bishop, the rookie, in the middle. Carson Gum around the outside. R Acosta and J Gardner, a couple of teammates in the middle there as well. That's Thibodeaux trying to pass on the top side. He'll get it done, it looks like. This is a battle for position, a 3-way battle for third between Garcia, Turner, and Gum. And right now you've got battling right now. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. No, Carson Gum is actually a lap down. I thought Carson Gum was actually on the lead lap, but no, he was not. He is currently 1 lap down in 6th. He's trying to get up to the 75 of Benny Watson, who right now is in the 5th position, first car -1 to the race leader. Right now, the entire landscape of the top 10 has changed. Your pole sitter, T Wright, is still your leader as he's opened up the door on the top side for N Ormond to take a peek. Ormond's going to stick his nose up there as well. N Ormond might be swinging around for the race lead. Cole Baker right there. He's a lap machine. As T Wright really had to check up, and Ormond will go to the front. Closing in on 10 laps to go. So Ormond with the lead, T Wright second, Jesse Turner third, Adam Garcia fourth. They're your lead lap cars. Benny Watson's now up to 5th, J Gardner in 6th. Carson Gum is 7th, Jacob Thibodeaux 8th. Levi McIntyre and Jack Mitchell right now are your top 10. And they're back here mixing it up. Oh, Thibodeaux and Rogers getting together. Sends the 6 car way up the track. As Mitchell trying to get by Thibodeaux, that would be for 8th, and he will actually make the inside line work and complete the pass. As soon as I say that, Thibodeaux battles back on the outside line. Just about everybody in the field, including our front two, have damage in some way, shape, or form, and that's due to really not necessarily the wrecks that we've had here today, but the stacking up that's been happening under pacing. It's been just pretty much borderline ridiculous. Gardner trying to be the first car 1 lap down. He'll take the 5th position away from Benny Watson. Now Carson Gum trying to close in on the 75. That's for position as well. And T Wright has gone back to the lead as N Ormond is drifting back. Ormond's on that top side. We're starting to actually see that inside line coming into play a little bit more now. Ooh, Benny Watson saw the lead lap machine of Jesse Turner making a move there. Jumped up out of the way. Is Cole Baker going to go to the inside of T Wright? Now, if that inside line is indeed working, if they can stick the 28 car up to the outside line, N Ormond could get back up here and make it a battle for the win. J Gardner almost into the back of Cole Baker. Baker is, I think, 2 laps down. He's in the 18th position, so he is not battling for position with anybody up here. He's just trying to get one of his laps back the hard way, and looks like he might do so. Had to lift a little bit there out of turn 4. T Wright just hoping that these guys will kind of create a bit of a wall for him. Back to N Ormond. And you got Jesse Turner back there as well. Don't count him out. He's still got a shot to get up here, but he's also running out of time. It's going to be 5 laps to go this time at the start-finish line for the race leader, T Wright. T Wright has 3 career wins. Season 1 back at Lockwood, Season 2 at Manassas. Went winless in Season 3. Season 4 he kicked off with a win at the Daytona 500 and now trying to become a multi-time winner for the first time in his career as Cole Baker going to look back to the inside. N Ormond trying to close the distance here in that 45 machine. The more they battle side by side up here between Baker and Wright, the more it's going to allow Ormond to close in. And it's going to be 3 laps to go this time. Johnny Gardner just got himself back in the lead lap, so 5 cars in the lead lap right now. Here comes Ormond. Turner has kind of faded back. Carson Gum and Benny Watson have gotten around him, so I don't think Turner will be up here battling for this win. Looks like it's going to be between T Wright, our Daytona 500 winner, and last year's winner from Bristol, N Ormond, trying to go back-to-back here at the world's fastest half mile. He won as a rookie last year, trying to win as a second-year driver this season. And the white flag will be out this time as Ormond closes up to less than half a car length. 1 lap to go here at Bristol. Ormond, where will he go? He's going to look to the inside. T Wright leaves the door open. He wants the preferred line, outside line. Down the back straights they go. Ormond's got one more shot here into 3 and 4. Closes up, but not enough. T Wright will go coast to coast. I'm sorry, he'll actually win his second race of the season. I thought it was coast to coast, but he was not the pole sitter. He was the outside pole sitter. So he'll go from second to first to win here today. And Jesse Turner just decided to end it into the tire barrier back there. But T Wright, if he wasn't locked into the playoffs with his Daytona 500 victory earlier, he certainly would be locked in, being the first multi-time winner on the season. 6 starts, 2 trips to victory lane. This is a guy who spent a good portion of his career, not just last season or the season before, but his career down near the bottom of the point standings. I mean, T Wright, we mentioned he had a win back in Season 1, but he wasn't high enough in the points for that to count towards a playoff spot. And then in Season 2, he had a trip to victory lane at Manassas, but then he wasn't high enough in the points there to get into the playoffs. So, looking like he may be making his first playoff berth as a 2-time winner is T Wright out of Blue Oval Automotive. But boy, we had to get through a lot of crap to get to that point. As T Wright is going to take the checkers, N Ormond. Pretty good numbers there for N Ormond coming here to Bristol. A win and a second place in his 2 career starts. Jesse Turner will finish in 3rd. Adam Garcia continues his consistent runs. He'll be 4th. And Johnny Gardner will bring it home in the 5th position. He was the last car to finish on the lead lap. Rest of your top 10 were Benny Watson, Carson Gum, Jack Mitchell, Mitchell Collins, and Jacob Thibodeaux. As far as our front runners in the point standings, the highest finishers of those, you had Carson Gum and Jack Mitchell. They were 5th and 6th in points, 27 points back. They're going to finish inside the top 10. Levi McIntyre, though, is going to finish in the 12th position. And some of the drivers he was battling, like Dylan Young's going to finish 15th. So I think that McIntyre would at least have control of 2nd place. Question is, would he take the points lead? 13 points back from Michael Norman. Norman would have had to have finished 26th or worse. And you can see he's not even up inside the top 28. Michael Norman is going to officially finish actually out of the race in the 31st position. So I think Levi McIntyre may be very well taking over the points lead into next week. Disqualification for Adam Sampsell in his first start here in the Duracell Cup Series. Not sure how that happened, but he'll finish 32nd. Other drivers out of the race included J Qualls, Jessica Shelton, Phil Parker, Austin LaPlante, K Mathews, R Brommer, Charles Sanford, and Cody Llamas. Just to highlight a couple of those, Qualls, Shelton, LaPlante, and Sandfer were all running up inside of the top 10, top 15 when they had their issues with the stack-ups under pacing. So they were en route to what were going to be good finishes here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. So, end result is end result. T Wright going to victory lane here this evening at Bristol Motor Speedway, the first multi-time winner on the year, and subsequently puts himself up in the number 1 seed for the playoffs, provided he remains in the top 30 in the point standings. Next week, not going to necessarily be any calmer, but maybe they'll use their brakes more, as we're going to go dirt track racing at the Springfield Mile, our first dirt track stop of the season. But we're done here tonight At Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum, T Wright goes to victory lane. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and become part of the crew today. We've shown your full finish results, and these are what your point standings look like heading into Springfield next week. We'll kick things off with non-charter qualifying, and then we will have the main event, of course, where the dirt will be flying at the mile-long dirt track in Illinois. For everybody here at NNSCRA, I've been Seth Cole. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed as you've been watching another production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.